Hey, hey, what's up? Just wanted to make a video because I haven't made one in a while. Just give you up to date on my current status. I'm January 13th of 2013 will be my year mark in the Navy. Right now, I'm currently stationed in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. And I just been just now kind of really got time to do shit. I mean, it's been kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie. Being in the Navy is pretty good. I mean, it's not exactly what I was expecting. Can't really say that too much, but I mean, it's good. Traveling and all that, it's good. As far as me re-enlisting and making it a career, right now that kind of seems hazy. I'm not exactly sure on how that's gonna go. Um, you never know. But anyways, I kind of wanted to get to some of the questions that people are having on here that because I just recently got back on YouTube and all that because I mean I could have gotten on internet and stuff because when you're in when you're in your A school after boot camp, you get to do what you want in a way, which you have different phases and all that. So, but it's been kind of hard. I haven't really been paying attention too much. I know I made this and was gonna be like, oh, but right now I'm gonna start keeping up with it because I haven't really. But as far as your aircrew questions, um, there's a Rob Mayer 78 or something. Uh, I mean, really, you say you have the rate AME, but you want to volunteer for aircrew. You can't just coming straight out of boot camp. You can't just volunteer for it. It doesn't work like that. Really, like the when you need to like start looking at that, it's gonna be a couple years down the road. You have to at least have 2 years in through your job. I mean, like as far as your age, that's whatever. I mean, you got people that are 40, and well, they're like 38, 39 coming in, and you're looking at them and they're like a second class petty officer, and you're like, damn, if you would have joined so long ago, you'd be like a senior chief. So I mean, really, I mean, it's fine. But age wise for aircrew, I mean, I don't know. It depends. There was this guy he made it all through aircrew just fine. But he was trying to be a rescue swimmer. When you're trying to be a rescue swimmer, you have to go through aircrew school and then RSS school, which is rescue swimmer school. But I mean, RSS was too much for him. But aircrew, it's not that hard. I mean, it's whatever really. It's easy. I mean, if you set your mind to it, and you got to be. I'm not gonna lie. You got to be at least a little bit fit. You got to be physically able to do push-ups and sit-ups because they're pretty strict on it. If you don't do them right, they'll take off 10 for not doing one good push-up. But volunteering, like I said, you have to at least be like 2 years in or something. I think it's a year and a half into your job, and then you can cross rate, and that's what that is. Cross rating. It's kind of like if you go on DES, you can strike, which means you can go get a job instead of being on DES. But cross rating is where you have a job, and then you want to go for another job. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes you can even go and be like an AME could just be he just pretty much still be an AME in a way, but he would be aircrew, the aircrew version of that. So you wouldn't really be losing your. I mean, you'd still have both rates, but it's just different. You're cross rating. It's a different qualifications, I guess you could say. But yeah, like you just have to. Who you would talk to would be your first command that you get to your job. You really I wouldn't start talking to somebody until a year into your job, but you would just talk to a yeoman, or whoever's your YN or something, or just somebody above you. Really, it could be like a chief or senior chief, one of them, and just they'd start it up from there, and they get you rolling on paperwork. But really, I think it'd be best to go to a yeoman because they know all the paperwork stuff. They know how to get you settled and all that. But I mean, it's real easy. Um, as far as there's a Denise Paredes. I don't know. Anyways, Denise, I don't know. She asked, what all like, what's the things I said you had to learn? You had to learn breaststroke, which is you can look that up. You have to learn side stroke. You have to learn how to crawl, American crawl, or whatever you want to call it. You can just type in American crawl or freestyle. And that's pretty much the breaststroke, side stroke, and for crawl. That's the main ones. And the main one that people mess up on, that I end up messing up on, like I was only messed up on it once just because I was kind of nervous, was the breaststroke, and they mean business when it comes down to that breaststroke. Like you have to do it right, and if you don't, because the one thing people messed up is the frog kicks. And look up how to frog kick on like YouTube or something about swimming, because you really need to have that down. If you even think about volunteering for aircrew, you need to at least be able to swim. And you might think, oh yeah, I'm the best swimmer, because I was like, I'm Mexican, I can swim, you know, like, but it's not like that. It's actually a little different. Like you have to be able to they make it to where you can survive out if you got lost on a boat or you fell off the boat and they didn't find you until like 6 hours later. You got to be able to survive out there without cramping or anything like that or getting tired. So the stuff they teach you, it makes it to where you can swim for hours and still keep going. Um, but another thing is you need to start practicing now if you want to be aircrew how to tread and float. And you can look that up on YouTube. I'm not going to go really too much into detail because it's kind of a pain. But treading, floating, most people can do. If you can't, if you're like more muscular than anything, then floating is going to be really hard for you. But so you need to practice now, and that's just floating on your stomach, and then going up and floating. And you have to be able to float. Like they see you sinking, you're done. Like you're probably not going to make it. But as far as like I said, just treading is the main thing people mess up because they get all the gear on, the aircrew gear, and there's a vest that's kind of heavy. It's pretty heavy, and you got to be able to swim in it, and you got to be able to just sit there and float with it. But that kind of messes people up. Um, so just make sure that you're getting all that down. I mean, as far as that, I mean it's whatever. You just got to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, because if you don't, then you're gonna regret it. Because I know I didn't try to practice or anything, because I really didn't know what to really do. I guess you could say I didn't know what to practice or whatever. But I mean, look it up, aircrew. If you have any more questions, let me know. I mean, as far as I have another guy asking me, you ship in December for AM rate. I don't really know what AM is. I mean, I know it's a mechanic, an aviation mechanic, I'm guessing. Um, but yeah, you like pretty much anybody can volunteer for aircrew. I mean, it's like it says, it's a voluntary thing. Like when you go to aircrew, they tell you you could DOR, which is drop on request. It's you volunteer for it, so like anybody can do it. Like it's not like you do have to meet the right qualifications when it comes to like you can't be really blind. I mean, I have to wear glasses, but I'm not really blind. You can't be blind as a bat, you know. You got to be physically fit, be able to run, a PFA, you know, whatever. Like, cause I ran my PFA, my mile and a half, whatever, was a 9:30 was my best time. But when I went there, I did a 10:50, which I was pretty mad about. But that's good. That's good enough. You know, that's not that bad. Um, so I mean, it's there's some people that they say that you gotta be Megatron when you go, and that's bullcrap. You know, I thought that too, but I mean, it's not all hard. It's really not. Like you get through it, and you're like, this crap was pretty easy. Um, as far as like 2K's leak or 2K sleek, you asked on average what is the weight most people go through in Pensacola trying to class up in A school. I mean, you're gonna be going through a weight during everything. You're going through a weight whenever you get there to just even do the training. You're going through a weight for the A school. The training for me, it took 2 months till I finally got to do it. Um, then A school, it takes up to you could be sitting there for 6 months doing nothing. I mean, you could go home. You could take leave if you want. But they're kind of getting strict on that policy and whatever. But yeah, there's just a bunch of waiting, man. It depends, truthfully. Um, am I FTS or FDS? I don't even know what FDS is, but I'm FTS, which is full time support. FDS, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know. Um, somebody asked when did I pick, other than aircrew, when did I pick my specific job? You know, when you go when you go to MEPS, you go to the government building to they pretty much they gave me mine. I didn't have no choice, but you get to pick. Um, but it's not too bad. You know, the Navy is whatever. When you join. You know, it's whatever. I'm not aircrew anymore. I mean, I was aircrew and I got through all the training and was ready to graduate. It's just my roommate got caught for doing something stupid, and then they said that they asked me if I knew about it. I said I wasn't gonna lie, so I was like I knew about it, but I wasn't about to snitch. So they pretty much just said that, you know, guilty by association. So now I'm undead seaman, which, you know, doesn't bother me too bad, because then 2 months later they asked if I would come back to aircrew, but I'm not gonna do it. Decided not to. It's just not my thing. I mean, like I said, you got any aircrew questions, I'll be happy to give it to you, but aircrew's not my thing. But you know, it's fun traveling and all that. And I've never been to Virginia. I can't say that I have. And seeing all the ships, I'll upload a video on the ships. And I'm going to a DDG 72. It's a destroyer. It's the USS Mayhem. So if you want to look that up, be my guest. But anyways, I mean, if you got any more questions, hit me up. If not, whatever. If you want to know just something stupid and random, leave me a comment. Send me a message, and then I'll hit you up. That's all the time I have. So, until next time.